Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria with my weekly live, a little late. Can speak to a lot going on. How about your world? How are you doing? I wanted to come on today. Well, I'm trying to do lives once a week to keep connecting with my viewers here. And I have yet to establish a regular time of doing that. It'll come in the new year. I know. I really I'm going through so much inner transformation and so much shifting and shedding, as I imagine many of you are. Am I right? So, if this is your first time stopping by and maybe you're just strolling on by, hey, thanks for being with me. Yay. I didn't think anybody would show up because it's a beautiful day, and especially you, Miss Nature Girl. But I'm glad you're here. And anyone who stops by, I'm really grateful. I have a few things to talk about, but mostly I just wanted to keep this live thing going and talk about, of course, the full moon in Taurus eclipse, partial eclipse. And it's just about to happen here locally in Washington State. What are you noticing, Amanda? Anything? How are you all doing out there? And so if you're just kind of scrolling on by, pause for a minute, trust your intuition to stop here. If you're watching the replay, watch some of my other videos, get a sense of this vibe here. It's kind of eclectic. Honestly, my intention is to offer space for those on a transformational journey. And who isn't? Let's face it, these days there's a lot going on. My primary modality is transformational hypnotherapy, or I'm a spiritual teacher, a soul guide, a spiritual director, kind of this eclectic path that I just meet people where they are, open up my heart, open up my toolkit and say, how can I support you? And the reason I started this YouTube channel was because I was feeling a greater need for outreach and to remind people they weren't alone and to just show up with what I have to offer. So I'm also excited to be here today because I am 2 viewers away from 1,000 viewers, which is astonishing to me. And I want to celebrate that. So I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. Not only is it for celebrating almost 1,000 viewers, which I suspect hopefully I'll get to soon, it's also my birthday season. So I'm in a celebratory mood, and I want to offer something to those of you who are viewing. Please do let me know where you're viewing from. And if you're one of my 998 viewers right now, how long have you been viewing? How long have you been on this journey with me? Where are you viewing from? And I'd like to just, have that contact with you. Awesome. Okay, so yes, it's been intense for sure. You're intentionally slowing down. You are on track, Amanda. This is what, especially a lunar eclipse kind of puts us on forced stop. It's sort of like there's this transformational process happening, whether you engage or not. And it is important to engage because, as I often say, if we don't work with the astrology, we get worked by it. To have the awareness of what potential, what's the possibilities. Now, remember, you are ultimately in control. It's free will, how you work with what is, it's up to you. So I never like to say, like, this is exactly what's going to happen. And I try to stay away from that. I speak in possibilities. Ultimately, how you engage, how you show up, what you vision for, what is revealed to be healed, how you manage that, then that's how you kind of ride out this transformational time. I always have the image of river rafting during intense times. You do what you need to do to get through the rapids, but you hold the intention for whatever, in that case on a raft, safety, getting through this, right? But an intention during all these cycles, and that's why I cover the new moon and the full moon. These are wonderful cycles that we collectively share, that we can check in and assess, how am I doing? What am I noticing in the world? Where am I in my life? What have I been working on? And this particular lunation cycle is a culmination, not just because it's a full moon in Taurus, but because it's the last full moon in Taurus that's aspecting the North Node in Taurus, which we're now out of. The nodes shift every 18 months. So the cycle that started in 2021 with the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio, which was really intense for me because I am a Scorpio. So South Node is all about letting go, releasing, dealing with past karma so you can move on to your destiny. They're called the nodes of destiny. And so this is the last time we're going to have a full moon in Taurus that aspects the North Node in Taurus. So it's a culmination point for the last 18 months. What have you been growing through? What has shifted? And this eclipse is really about, all the inner rumblings that's been going on, surfacing. Maybe we've had a little awareness of, oh, that's not working. I need to think about that. Typically and usually, but not always, eclipses really show us what we've been what's been hiding, what's been in the shadow, what's been needing our attention in order to adjust, to heal, to make a different choice. And often when we're not willing to make the choice, this is where eclipses, they're known for making the choice for us. Quick endings, new beginnings. This is why I think people fear them, because it's like, what's going to happen? And if you watch my last video on Scorpio season, it's like it's a rebirthing season. And just like mamas who give birth, you don't know what your child's going to look like. You don't know what their purpose is and what's going to happen. And it's like where you are right now, all of us collectively, there is a rebirthing. We don't know what it's going to look like. We're just holding the possibility. And I guess it takes a lot of willingness. I was thinking before coming on, what would my intentional words be to share with you, to suggest that you work with and cultivate and practice, and also assess what's your level with it. Number one, willingness. Like to me is the opposite of resistance. There is a process unfolding. There is a huge transformational cycle collectively. We see it in the world. We're brokenhearted by what we're seeing, but we know there's some healing that has to happen, right? We know that we're seeing now, it's kind of like, especially with this moon in Taurus, the realist, the practical one, the rose-colored glasses are off, and we're really seeing the reality of our lives, our own lives, and what's happening in the world. And this is where it takes willingness to hold a sacred space, willingness to move through the transformational or with the transformational energy, willingness to do things different, willingness to shift perspective, willingness to keep our heart open when we want to shut it closed because we're in fear, willingness to stay in faith. So willingness is my first word. And the second word is trust. Trust. And that is something we all need to be practicing right now, isn't it? Trust beyond what we're experiencing. Trust. I have an acronym for trust that I came up with years ago that has served me well. And I'll share it with you now. And that is to rest, and it's perfect for this moon in Taurus eclipsed, to rest under sacred timing, meaning a rebirthing process, a transformational process. Hands off the wheel. You cannot control how this is going to move through you, but you can hold vision. And the one thing you can control is your inner world. What are you thinking about yourself? What are you viewing about the world? What negative beliefs are blocking a potential for you? And always full moons reveal what needs to be healed. As we do our individual work, our inner work, our soul work, taking personal responsibility for what arises in us that we know we can do better. And again, with gentleness and grace, because, I don't think we've had a timeout since 2020. It's been an ongoing, what's next, more work, more lessons, more healing, right? I know you would agree, Amanda. I'll read your comment here. My connection isn't great at the moment. So, okay, sounds good. Come back later and comment later. Also, when people come on live and they comment, those comments go away. So if you can go back to the video after I'm done live. It'll be posted on my channel. Comment there because comments help get the video out to other people. So yes, come back, Amanda, and comment under the video because your beautiful comments right now are going to go away. So thanks for being with me, though. So let's see. What else did I want to say? Just think about basically this is a culmination point. So just gently with compassion, assess your last 18 months. What was going on in 2021? What is going on now? What do you feel complete with? Full moons help us say, I'm clear. This realistic moon in Taurus, opposite Scorpio, Scorpio is also very real, and deeply willing to go into the hard places, the shadowy places to finish the job, to get us to where we need to go. Okay. And so I always say too, change will happen. Eclipses often bring change, but if we're not engaging, we may not transform. So change is trying to occur. And if we're so rooted in a past way of being, or we're so stuck, or we haven't done our healing, then we're still attached to old cycles, old patterns, old beliefs, and we're not able to fully emerge the potential of what God, creator of the universe, however you think of it, is trying to evolve us, support us, right? And I did a couple videos ago, and that song kept coming to me. It's not a song I even listened to, but it's Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood, where it's just let go. If you want some beautiful spiritual music to support you during this time, I would encourage you to listen to Ricky Byers' music. She's got a YouTube channel, but she wrote a beautiful song called Let Go, Let God. When I feel stuck, when I feel fear, I listen to that song. I do it as a meditation. I close my eyes and just listen to the music, and I feel my body letting go. And what? Trusting, right? So again, my 2 intentional words I want to invite you to, and maybe you find your own and comment underneath the actual video. You can comment now if you're with me live. Thank you so much. I love you. This comment won't be here, so I'm going to read it. She said, your presence, voice, intention, and spells right now are so soothing to me right now. Oh, you know what, Amanda? That's really my goal for being here. Because I know, we all need that. I need it. Sometimes this sounds silly, and it's not coming from a place of ego, but my whole message is about learn to take your own advice, because I believe wherever we are most wounded, Creator helps us cultivate what I call soul medicine, which is our gifting, So for me, my gifting came out of not having anyone really present to me in a way that I needed presence. And I didn't feel a lot of compassion. I didn't feel like I had someone saying, I've got you, you're going to be okay. So I cultivated that soul medicine. That's what I offer to my clients. That's why I call myself the soul nurturer. And so sometimes I'll watch a video and I just imagine receiving the words that come through for my viewers for me. And really that is, I can tell you this, a quick healing awareness. What you give away every day from a place of compassion, care, and love is what you need. And if there's any resistance there, that's your healing work. And if you can't get to give it to yourself in the present moment, imagine giving it to your inner child, because that's the one who most needs it, right? So, okay, I'm going to pop on my notes because I did want to cover a couple other things. Let's see here. Right now, exactly this moment, the eclipse is happening. Woo! So it's a partial eclipse, so astronomically, it's not that, that significant to look at anyway, but it's an eclipse nonetheless. And it is significant in the way it will, bring something of a shift. And of course, I want to invite us all to hold intention for a shift, for peace, for healing, for all. So we may look at the news later tonight or tomorrow and go, wow, like the wake of the transformational wave breaking on the shore of transformation, like what has shifted in the world, but mostly, what has shifted in your life. Remember, We are the microcosm of the macrocosm, meaning this inner world that you have control of, no one else. This inner world, especially your thoughts, your beliefs, your story of who you are and your story of the world, your perspective. And if we're evolving and growing, we always need to look at those things. And especially Jupiter is active in this eclipse. So Jupiter is conjunct the moon and opposite the sun and Mars and Mercury. So active in a way that it expands, and it's also connected to our philosophy. What do we believe? Why do you believe what you believe? Is it something you learned from your parents? Was it in rebellion to your parents? Have you sat and really connected in meditation with your soul? What's authentically my feeling about myself, my life, this world? And I think I always point out there's a word in the middle of belief and believe, and that is lie, right? So most people think it's live, and they're, oh, believe, live. No, lie. We have to check what lies are we believing about ourselves. Mostly, I want you to start there in your inner world. Are you still believing a negative core belief that you took on as a child to adapt and navigate your world? Like perhaps you felt like you weren't worthy or not good enough, or you didn't matter because your parents weren't capable of being with you in the way you needed. This thought came to me yesterday. I love it. I'm going to share it. It's not that you weren't worthy. It's that they weren't capable of offering you what you needed to feel worthy. So it's not a matter of worthiness or, so your negative core beliefs, check them out. When did you start believing that? Why do you want to still believe that? Full moons are a time to release. I would encourage you to do this. Just write out all the negative beliefs you have about yourself, all the stuck things, all the patterns that aren't, supporting you. And that's what you want to release. Just like, get this out of my way, God, so that I can be the person you created me to be. Okay. All right. I'm going to pop my notes up. Let's see what else I had. Okay. So I got to remember to talk about the giveaway, which I will announce at the end. So again, all these, every time I come together in this way, it's to offer you a space to just take a breath, put your hand over your heart, and just, feel in. How are you doing? What are you noticing? Most importantly, what are you telling yourself about yourself and what's going on in your world? So if you feel stuck in a belief, imagine what you'd say to a friend. Offer some compassion to yourself. Take a couple of deep breaths. Like I did a video years ago with some of my friends who had, I don't have children, but who had birthed babies into the world. And I asked them to demonstrate the breath mamas use to birth the baby into the world. Because I said, you know what? We all need to know how to breathe deeply with intention and focus. And this is a time for that, right? I had a couple quotes I meant to share on my eclipse video. And again, you can still go watch that video. But here's one that really rings true for this time right now. It's from Gandhi. And it is, how are you nurturing yourself and soul? Each night. Oh, wait, that was not from Gandhi. That was from me. That was a question I had. And then I have the quote underneath it. So Gandhi did not say that. I said that. How are you nurturing yourself and your soul? Okay, this is from Gandhi. Each night when you go to sleep. No, sorry. Okay, let me start again. Each night when I go to sleep, I die. And the next morning when I wake up, I am reborn. So this is the energy right now, it is the gift, not just with the full moon or a new moon or any other astrological cycle. Every day, every night, we get the opportunity to close the day down, review it. What happened? What could I have done better? What has my guidance been telling me? Where did I pay attention? Where did I not? What do I want to do instead? Create a vision and hold it, and then go to sleep. And then the next morning, it's a fresh new day, a blank canvas to start again, right? Every day we are reborn. I love that. And then this one also, a similar vein here from Dostoevsky. You will burn and you will burn out, and you will be healed, and you will come back again. For me, these two capture the cycle of the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio that we moved out of, but we're finishing up with this full moon. So I do feel like a lot of us were burnt out, like there was so much to look at, so much to work with. And because the axis of Scorpio and Taurus is all about like our foundation, our home, our hearth, our resources, our money, our stability, and Scorpio taking us deep into our subconscious mind, deep into the darkness to reclaim our power, our purpose, and to shed and shed and shed. So that we did a lot of, shedding, a lot of letting go of people, of patterns, of lifestyles. So, if any of that resonates with you when you're watching this video, let me know. Okay. So I think that's what I had with the eclipse. I wanted to not just talk only about that. I wanted to talk about transformational tools. How are you taking care of yourself during this time? What is your go-to, and how do you hold space for yourself when you're in the midst of a transformational cycle? I want to be honest. I'm going through such a transformational cycle that I often think I keep showing up for these videos, and when I have that image of where I am with my transformational cycle, I'm still in the cocoon. I'm still gooey. I'm still like releasing who I was so I can emerge who I am. And so sometimes I'm like, where am I speaking from? Because I'm not yet the new emerged self. And I know some of you will understand that. It's like asking the caterpillar who's gone into cocoon or the chrysalis that's dissolving to speak about being the butterfly when they're still dissolving. So that's kind of where I am. And so sometimes I feel like I'm not going to show up. Maybe I should wait and come back like 6 months when I feel like I'm in a new place. But part of my mission is being authentic with transformation, being authentic and transparent for what it's like for a practitioner who holds space for others to move through their own transformational cycle. And, this is our humanness. See, we are souls having a human experience. And I think a lot of practitioners try to hide the human experience. And then it becomes challenging for people when they're going through their own transformation. And it's like, well, she seemed to be just fine. She navigated that fine. No, I really feel, and especially with this lunar eclipse, pulling back the curtains and like, what is life really like for people who are holding space for you? So that's why I do these, and that's why I share so openly. Okay. Any questions? Do you have any questions while you're still with me, Amanda? I think I'm going to do the meditation in a moment, but I'm going to talk about my giveaway. So the giveaway here is, I did this a while ago, and it was really great. So I'm going to do this again. I want to invite you, especially those who've been around for a while, please comment under any video, because I'll get notified. Every time I get a comment, I get notified. For every comment that you make, let's see, I'm going to look at the dates. When do I want to do this? Maybe I'll do it for my birthday. For every comment you make under any video, current or past videos, I have a lot of transformational videos, not just astrology. And I do, like I said, that's my primary modality. I will say, in light of this full moon where we're continuing to take things out of the shadow, I'm still, if I had stayed with my trust and willingness when I was 15 and I was called to astrology and stayed in trust and faith and not fear, I would be able to articulate astrology a lot better. But I put it away out of fear of what people would think or say about it. And I kept feeling God calling me back to it. So it's always been like something I've looked at and been interested in. But in 2020, I was like, no, this is a soul call for me. So I say that to encourage you, when you go into doubt about something you're called to do, come back to faith. Come back to, checking in with your own heart. Is this a soul call? And by soul call, you can identify these when you light up, you get excited about it, or you see someone who's doing something like it and you admire them. That's a soul call. Okay. So astrology isn't my first language. Astrology is a symbolic language with so much depth, so much detail. And sometimes it's overwhelming even for me. And I've been doing this for a long time. My first language is transformation and soul work and healing. Okay. So my first language is compassion and love. That's and a desire for people to be able to start again and to reclaim soul, what you came in with, who you came in to be before you were conditioned, before you had to adapt, before you had to just, survive. Healing and transformation requires that level of trust and faith that you're worthy of the work it takes to reclaim you, your potential, and to create the life you desire. Okay. So comment on, back to the giveaway, comment on as many videos as you want. For each comment, I'll put your name in the raffle. I literally put names in a hat. I'll write your name down, put it in a hat. And then I think I'm going to choose one on my birthday, November 7th. And I will select and announce the winner. I'll find one of your comments and comment underneath, so you'll be notified that you've been selected to win a full session with me. So that could be a full hour of looking at your soul chart. And yes, I get this question a lot. Is a soul chart an astrology chart? Yes, it is. But because the way I look at it, I'm looking for your soul potential. I'm looking for your wounds and your gifts and your struggles and your obstacles that you're cultivating your potential and possibilities through. So we can do that. We could do a hybrid, which is look at your chart and then look at what's going on in your world that you've been challenged with, that you're struggling with, learning and growing, and feel a little stuck and can use someone like me to illuminate some light on your path ahead. We could do a hybrid or just a full soul guidance session, which is more diving into your inner world, checking your beliefs, and creating a new story, a new way to move forward for you. Hello, Megan. Welcome, my dear. Okay, so that's the giveaway. Okay. And I do encourage you, this is one other thing you can do with my videos. I think you might need to have a subscription to YouTube. I'm not sure. Someone let me know if you know. But I do this with videos. I share clips. So instead of sharing, I know that people have short attention spans these days. There's a lot going on. So I do these 1-minute clips with my videos where underneath the video, it'll say clip. You click on that and then it'll pop up 60 seconds and you can move it back or forward and just get a little snippet of the video and share it. So I encourage you, if there's something I say that you want to share with others, you don't have to share the whole video, which you can do, but a clip and just a little something that to inspire others or give them some support. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to go in. What's going on, Megan? What do you mean? What's going on? There's a lot going on. We're having a full moon partial eclipse today, but this is just my live time where I come in to see who's here and to offer some nurturing, to offer some support, some encouragement, to let people know that they're not alone, that we're, going through wobbly times. But all wobbly times, all transformational times are really, again, these birthquakes to bring, okay, I'll repeat that for you in just a moment. To bring, emerge, evolve, whatever word you want to use, more potential into the world. I did want to say, I pulled a card from, I don't know what it's called, a deck of cards that they're like spirit cards, soul cards. These are called Soul Flower. I love these cards. I used to have decks in my office, and I do again because I'm seeing a few people live in person in the town I live in once a week, but most of my clients are all over the world. So I do virtual sessions. So, but they're called Soul Flower cards. And I pulled a card for today, and I just want to read that if I can, 'cause the writing is so small, but I pulled hydrangea. And the word that goes with it is transmutation. If I could talk. Transmutation, very much like transformation, but it's like transmuting and shifting something. And so the guidance with this card is, I'm going to put some light on it so I can see it. This will help me. Okay. We are all affected by our environment. Hydrangea reminds you to reclaim your power, very fitting for this Scorpio Taurus axis, to reclaim your power through the transmuting of emotions. Full moons can cause us to feel more emotions, calling forward, bringing forward what's needed to be healed, but through tears, which are cleansing and releasing, right? So transmuting of emotions and releasing of, this is really key for this axis as well, releasing of victimization. I'm going to say something about that in a moment. I'm going to finish reading the card, but that's so key. You not only have the ability to overcome perceived obstacles, you can extinguish them by realizing that you can move through them. I mean, I didn't even read it. I pulled it and like, okay, what's this about? Perfect. And I love that this is what happens in session. I'll have someone pull a card at the end, and it's always exactly what we just talked about, right? So victimization, I want to talk about that. I really dislike, and I've heard therapists say this to other people, don't be a victim. Cringe. That makes me so mad, especially because if someone is being a victim, probably they have been victimized somewhere, okay? And if they're still in the victim place, they can't just escape it. They can't just walk away from it. They need to be seen and acknowledged, makes me want to cry, and held with compassion. So if you ever hear someone telling you a story that, your mind's like, oh, it sounds like they're kind of stuck in their victim, I encourage you to say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. If no one has honored, oh, it makes me want to cry. If no one has honored that must have been very hard, and you haven't felt seen at the level of all you, here's my full moon tears, friends. If you haven't been seen and honored at the level of your pain and your struggle and your journey and where you've been victimized, let me be the first. And why that's important is it's like if you have a broken leg and it's never reset properly and you're going to hobble through life, if someone is in their victim, it's because they haven't been healed or they haven't been seen there. It's not because they're not trying to do their work. I just want you to hear that. So, and if they, if they feel stuck there, then just say, I really see you and I hear you and I wonder what you need for your healing. Okay. But don't, when you say something like you're being a victim to somebody who's been victimized, you re-victimize them. Okay. Just that's something I wanted to say. And this card here, is inviting us, it says to, how did they say it? To, okay, I can't even find the word. It's like it's gone. Reclaim your power, transmission. Oh, releasing of victimization. Oh, yes, that's right. Your little girl, my mini-me, your daughter is my mini-me, November 7th. She is, I mean, honestly, with you being her mama, she's going to be a powerful Scorpio. I can see it already. But yeah, the releasing of victimization. I would say the healing, work to heal where you have been victimized, get some support, have someone at least hold that. And you could ask, here's the thing with healing. It's important to ask for what you need. And especially if people are doing things that are trying to help you and they're not helping, I want to empower you with this, to say, I know you're trying to help me. I know that you care for me, but what you're doing isn't helping. This is what would help me more. Just pause and see me for a moment. Acknowledge what I'm sharing. Give me a hug. Offer some compassion, whatever you need, okay? We need to teach people how to be with us in our healing journey as well. And again, if people aren't capable of it, then we make a choice about that. All right, my dears, I'm going to go into a little bit of a meditation for this very potent day. So if you want to go into meditation, and I'll try to put a timestamp here. So if you're watching this, the people watching the replay, they can go right here to the meditation. Okay. So I invite you to, if you can, those watching with me in this moment, to just go ahead and take some time for you. And close your eyes and turn within. This beautiful full moon in Taurus, partial eclipse. Just turn away from the external world and turn into your inner world. The one world that you can control, the one world that you have authority over, the one world that you have access to changing your limited thoughts, to revisiting your wounds from an empowered place so you can give yourself what you needed when you were wounded, so that you may rise up with your gifting. So in this moment, just with compassion and awareness, just notice, scan your body, notice your inner thoughts. Feel in, how are you feeling? What are you noticing? Breathing into your heart to access more compassion, more love, more acceptance for your journey, for your life, for all that you are growing through. Breathing in, and imagine just breathing in the 2 words I suggested, and then you could also invite in other qualities you want, but willingness, breathing in willingness. Imagine it just breathing in the quality, the feeling, maybe a color associated with willingness, down to the core of your body, down through your root chakra, down into the earth, rooting in willingness. Willingness to be present to yourself with what you need. Willingness to shift a perspective when needed. Willingness to honor how far you've come in your life, how much you've grown, where you have shifted. Willingness to trust and release what's in the way of what you're wanting to create, what you're wanting to co-create, envisioning for. Willingness to trust the process. Willingness to connect to your soul essence more and more, and teach people how to meet you in your essence, who you truly are, not who they believe you to be from the past. Yeah, this moon is about really getting clear on who you want to emerge, and no longer letting people keeping you stuck in an old story. They can keep that story, but you're like, you don't, the feeling is you really don't know who I am, and that's okay. I know who I am, and I honor who I am. And there's great power and healing there. Willingness to honor what you grew through, how you grew through it, and how your wounds are now transmuting into your gifts. And now, I've already said trust a few times, but now imagine bringing in the energy of trust. What does that feel like? Maybe there's a color connected to it. But the energy of trust down through your core, down through your root chakra, down into the earth. Feeling it just rooting deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth underneath you. So you're held with willingness and trust and whatever else you need in this moment. And to use my acronym for trust. To rest under sacred timing. Take a breath with me here. And release. all of your agenda and timeline of how it's supposed to go and what it's supposed to look like, to rest. Feel the body relax when you just hear the word rest. Trust is to rest in. Trust to rest under sacred timing. So let your body relax even more. What else will trust feel like? What else will trust provide you with? How do you move through your life with more trust? So now, in this moment, just bringing to mind something that you have been navigating in your life. And looking through the lenses with the rootedness and willingness and trust, looking through the filter of maybe the belief now, I've got this, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I trust the unfolding of my life. What arises in this moment? Perhaps you can have access to feeling more settled, more secure, more at peace. So remember, when we turn within to our inner world and we cultivate what we need, it is what we can offer out to the world in this collective world we share. So whatever is revealed during this time, trust that you have what you need, or you will receive what you need to navigate what is, to get to what can be, the possibilities for your life. And last, I just invite you to just place your hand over your heart and one on your belly too. Just connecting. And offer yourself some affirmative words or a verse from the Bible or something that is meaningful to you. But let there be something like this. You're okay. We're going to get through this. And I say we and your because you're talking to all the parts of yourself, especially your inner child and the collective. You're okay. All is well and all will be well. And then we just simply trust and surrender. And you can kind of just open your eyes now and rub your body, give yourself a little, kind of embrace yourself right where you are, and honor where you are and vision for where you desire to be. I hope this was helpful for you. And again, the giveaway, I'll remind everyone, Megan has asked. I got a little teary-eyed during that. I hope you did too. Remember, tears are good. Cry, cry, cry. And always I invite you, when you have a good cry, especially with the full moon, go look in the mirror after you do. You're going to see your shiny soul just like bright and beautiful shining through. Like you can see my eyes are a little lighter right now. I just had a little tear. I cried. Okay, giveaway for celebrating getting near 1,000. And if by the way, if you click on subscribe and you're the 1,000 person, put that in the comments. I was 1,000, because I want to make special note of that too. So the giveaway from now, beginning now until November 7th, which is my birthday, for every video, any video you watch, and you can go watch some of the old ones and just comment. You can just say, where you're watching from or what you took away. I do, by the way, love what you take away from the videos. Is there something I said that was meaningful, that touched you, that resonated, that helped you? Put that, thank you for this message, or this is what I took away. For every comment under any video, and you can comment as much as you want, I will put your name in the raffle. I'll select one person to receive a 1 hour session. Sometimes they go over, soul guidance session with me. Okay. So thanks for being with me, ladies. I hope you have a beautiful day. May this moon reveal beauty and joy and light. And may you feel embraced by your own love and compassion. Again, comment later when you can. Okay. Love you all. And oops, I just lost my screen. Here we go. All right. Love you. Take good care. Until next time. Bye bye. Peace be with you.